Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. We do have Kwon. And shout out to everybody that did watch the reaction video, man. I see y'all going crazy on that, man. Salute y'all. And the film session that dropped. That was yesterday, or was that Sunday? Whenever he signed, I think I dropped that the day he signed. So yeah, man, definitely tap in and check out that film session on Kwon if you have not, man. Just to get some of the visuals of what he is going to be bringing to us this year. But in terms of Kwon being here and what does that tell us about Mark? To me, this has zero to do with Mark. Mark looks good. Mark, you get the new physique on Mark, bro.
They're saying he's the next James Harrison.
Nah, bro, like the physique. And shout out to my dog Debo too, man. Steelers Hall of Honor inductee as well.
Who else? Aaron Smith.
Yeah, Aaron Smith. Shout out to Aaron Smith.
They had a couple old heads
Ray
too.
Mansfield and Jerry Mullins. Shout out to Moon. Absolutely, man. But yeah, when we're talking about Mark, man, he physically looked good. Like, I'm excited to see him in pads, bro.
He was getting some first team reps, right?
Yeah, he has been. Absolutely. And for a good reason, man. Mark is flying around. Mark looks the part. Mark was getting a lot of first team reps in OTAs, more so because Cole Holcomb wasn't out there. But Mark did do some positive stuff. To me, I just want to keep seeing Mark get better with his mind. Like, up here. Seeing what you're supposed to see, but pre-snap knowing what you're supposed to know. The sooner he can get that to a consistent varsity level, he'll be out there. Because athletically, he's just as talented as a Cole Holcomb, as an Landon Roberts. He's just as talented as those dudes. He just doesn't know it as confidently as those dudes knows it. So for him, he's still making plays, but he false steps. You might have an occasional, you know what I'm saying? Like an occasional mistake here or there, but that's the stuff that he's minimizing. So the more he can minimize that, the better his chances are of really carving out a role. Now for Kwon, why is Kwon here? Kwon can run, Kwon can cover, Kwon can give you production in terms of TFLs, in terms of splash plays. Why is Kwon available? Because Kwon has been banged up these past couple of seasons. He did play a full season last year with the Jets, but prior to that, he had been missing time. That's why he's available. That's why we were able to sign him. But you look at some of the contracts that Kwon Alexander has had. The talent is there. The production is there. It's always been about the health these past couple of seasons. So with that, he was healthy last season. We're hoping that we're going to continue to have a healthy version this season. If so, he, to me, is going to be one of our best linebackers, man, with this group because of his versatility. Part of the reason why he was here was because the first couple of days, we know in our defense, one of the weaknesses is our linebackers have the vertical carry. We always, oh man, why we got a linebacker on a wide receiver? Why we got a linebacker on a wide receiver? In a 3-4 defense, the way that we run it, you're going to have that matchup. So we had a Shazier in the past. A Shazier could blanket that and make it okay. Since then, we've been trying to find another version of player that can blanket some of that and make it okay. Cole Holcomb, these first couple of days, y'all seen some of the reports, man. He was getting run by.
I saw the video. Calvin Austin cooked him.
No. Calvin, everybody expects that.
Yeah,
Zach
right.
It was a Zach Gentry play, bro.
You're right. I wasn't surprised by the Calvin Austin.
It was
thing.
a Zach Gentry play. That can't happen.
That
And
Calvin,
it's not
real
a slight
quick
at
though,
Cole.
that Calvin Austin play was a little dot though. That was
Yeah,
like in between. That
absolutely.
was a cover two.
Yeah, people try to hate on it. You seen it though, right?
That was a dot.
You see the people try to hate on
What,
it.
saying it was
Man, he
underthrown or
underthrew
something?
it. It's like, bro, it's a
Hey,
safety
he
sitting on
threw it
top,
in
bro.
a dot, man.
Absolutely. Safe sitting over top of it, man.
Threw it right where
And
it
we're gonna
needed
get
to
to
be.
them. We're gonna get to Kenny. We'll get to them quarterbacks too, man. I definitely want to talk about them. But that was the thing with Cole. It's like, man, you're a dope player, but you can't in our defense. A Zach Gentry can't.
Gentry then, huh?
That it was bad, bro. Like that can't happen. But that's what we were talking about in terms
Not even
of
Muth.
in terms of some of the concern. So now do you understand why when I've talked to you and talked to the chat, and talked to people about my biggest concerns is the running inside linebacker more so than the slot corner, the guy that can run, because we didn't have that. Kwon, though, is going to be able to alleviate a lot of that as long as he stays healthy. He'll be able to run with any of that up the seam, man. Now, obviously, Calvin is still going to be Calvin. Calvin in the slot, bro, you like, dang, bro, it's a bad matchup, bro.
Right.
But the other guys, you can't get run by. You got to be competitive. You got to, you know what I'm saying? That's what Kwon gives you consistently. So that's the part for me where I'm like really excited about it. I think early on, you're going to get Cole and Kwon. I think once Kwon knows what he's doing, you get Cole and Kwon. I think that's what you're going to start out with because Cole Holcomb still, to me, has been the smoothest, the most well-rounded in terms of knowing what we're supposed to do, athleticism, making the plays.
And we paid him $6 million per year.
That's the other part, absolutely. But to me, I feel like him out there helps Kwon early on while Kwon is still learning. I just don't like the fact that Cole didn't have a ton of the OTA stuff because of, whatever he was dealing with during that time where they weren't letting him be out there in no practices. Because now for him, this is still his first time going through it. So I don't like having first time with the dude that we just picked up 2 days ago being out there and they trying to teach each other. Because Cole still has some stuff that he's questioning himself on. And that's the only thing where I'm like,
the only guy that's been around is Robinson.
You see what I'm saying?
And you're the one that you're questioning, like, I don't think he has it all just yet in terms of the playbook and knowing his reads and everything.
Yeah. So that's the part for me where I'm just like,
he's the Steeler veteran right now.
I don't like the fact that we all are just new, and who's the coach?
Yeah, new coach.
You see what I'm saying?
Aaron Curry.
It's a lot of newness in that room right now, bro. So they all got to get this thing on the same page.
I'll take this newness though over what we had last year all day.
Absolutely.
Any day.
Absolutely, man, 100%. And shout out to Nick Kwiatkowski. I saw AJ Martinez said Nick. I don't know if he was talking about Nick Quick, but I did want to shout him out because he's also been making some plays out there. I thought he had really good eyes, really good breaks on some balls, man. Got his hands on some footballs. You know what I mean? But to me, it is kind of crazy when you think about we went from like always having somebody in there that is like started, played, a repeater to completely new coach, and the vet or the returning guy is a Mark Robinson. Yeah.
I'm with you. I think Kwon could be our best inside linebacker if he can just stay healthy. Really, that's healthy, it.
Bro.
Because if we give him the snaps, he stays healthy, he could do the run stopping stuff too. The problem is, the problem is he tries to hit too big and then he gets himself hurt. But then you combine that with the coverage. Like we are talking about him like a Pro Bowl player, and that's who he was in his prime.
He was a $14 million linebacker. Right. Acting like he was a scrub. Like, nah. And I know people had questions.
Stay healthy.
Right. And rightfully so, you should have questions, right? Why is he available this time of year? That was the reason. It's the injuries, along with him not taking what he felt was less than his value.
When are the details coming out?
In terms of the contract?
Yeah.
Should be coming out soon. Today is Monday. So, yeah, it should be happening today. We should be doing something
today
or tomorrow, man. Yeah. But I would just say, for Kwon, he probably just wasn't happy with the offer that we initially gave him back in May. Whereas now, that offer probably might have been different. Along with, for him, timing might be different. Back in May, you might be saying, you know what? Maybe I can wait and get something else to come here in June. All right, nothing came. All right, let me just get into camp somewhere. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe you found a happy medium.
You know? Who knows?
Maybe Steelers upped their offer.
No.
He was able to come down off his initial. That's how negotiations go.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'll be interested at the number.
Yeah. And the timing of it. It wasn't like we signed him day one of training camp. We've seen a couple of practices, and that had been the theme in terms of we're slower in the middle portion of our coverage with these inside linebackers.
How do you think Mark was doing in coverage?
He was still doing fine, but once again, it was just, like I said, it was a handful of plays, but the handful of plays happened with Cole. And Cole was supposed to be that guy. You see what I mean? So it was like when you see
LB1 do it all kind of, and then you see Roberts and whoever else will rotate for LB2.
But when you see 3 different body types all kind of give him the same issue, you're like, dang.
We knew this going in though.
We've been talking. This ain't the first time we talk about Kwon. Think about it. We've been talking about Kwon. We've been talking about Kwon. And
I just thought maybe we'd bump Neil down as that guy.
But that was what we said. We said that was one option. We said we have options. We could Band-Aid it. But we said ultimately the best case would be to go get.
Right.
And this was one of the dudes that we had been talking about specifically as well.
We had 3 guys.
Yeah.
Reuben Foster, Kwon, and Isaiah Simmons who wanted to trade.
Absolutely. Because when we talked about Deion Jones early on, we said we don't know where he's at health-wise nor what he wants number-wise.
Right. Kwon's actually coming off a productive year with the Jets where, Deion's kind of fallen off these last couple of years.
So think about those dudes we talked about, man. So it makes sense that they ended up going back and getting the same dude. Because we know we talking about Deke. Come on, bro. You know we talking about. We know we doing.
I like to think so.
Come on, man. And you saw once Kwon got signed and Deion signed. That's two off our list right there.
I didn't even know Deion signed.
Come on, bro. We ain't playing with this thing, man. We do this now. You know we do this.